Well, hello everyone. It's been a little while, but glad to see everyone tuning in. If you are wanting to know what the weather's going to be like, you're at the right place. Had to think about what I wanted to say there for a second. So, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone having a good Tuesday evening. Just got back from a cool fire engine dedication at the city of Saxe, so that was pretty awesome. That was a really cool community event. So, out there talking to people, and they said, "Hey Jeff, what's the weather going to do?" And so I said, "Well, you know what? Let's do a live broadcast and see what it's going to do." So thank you for everyone for joining and welcome in. So let's talk about what we got going on the next couple of 24, 36 hours. So I just thought I'd start with outside my house, 66 degrees, rather humid, kind of a cool, damp evening, and that will change in the sense of relative calm. I think that's going to change, unfortunately, between now and this time tomorrow evening, but we'll talk all about that. All right, so let's just go straight to the radar. There's nothing to be concerned about in that regard. It's just I did want to show this. There are some showers that have popped up, and we'll zoom in a little bit on this. Dallas County, mostly southeastern Denton County, southern Collin County. Nothing severe. Don't even see any lightning strikes right now, so we'll put this into motion just to kind of give you an idea. Most everything is moving to the east northeast. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot, really northeast, I guess. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of activity between now and midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., but that could change, and that's really what we're going to talk about. So, again, you might see a brief heavy shower tonight. Nothing to worry about. However, after you go to bed, I think we're going to potentially start to see some activity pop up. And then certainly as we get into tomorrow, it's going to be potentially a stormy day. So let's just get right to that. All right, so this is the current severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This is current, so this is tonight. Most of the severe potential, as you can see in the yellow, which is a level 2 out of 5, slight risk. And as far as particulars go, we will talk about what that means if I get my slide to work here. So, probability of a tornado, 5%, way out in West Texas, Abilene, Wichita Falls, Childress. So, not really a tornado threat. And I don't believe that we've had any tornado warnings today so far. So, that's good news. But tonight, overnight hours, the severe weather threat will be west of us. This is the probability of severe wind gusts, which again is 58 miles an hour or greater. We are included in that. That's a 5% risk. Again, I don't see, not too concerned about that for us. This is a hail threat tonight. Again, you can see the hatched area, and remember the hatched area means that you have at least a 10% chance of seeing significant hail, which is 2 inches in diameter or greater. Again, out west, so not a whole lot, although the slight risk, the 15% risk of severe hail, 1 inch or greater in diameter, touches Fort Worth. So again, that's for storms anticipated overnight. We'll talk about that in just a second. All right, so let's move on to tomorrow. So this is the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This was actually done earlier today, so it will be updated just a little bit later. Overnight. I think they're going to update this one around midnight. I don't think I'm going to stay up for that one, but I don't think a whole lot's going to change. But we have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms in almost all North Texas, mainly areas Collin County, Denton County south, down to Waco and points west and east from there. So level 3 out of 5, so getting a little bit more real as far as the severe weather chances for tomorrow. And so if we look at the particulars, so this is the tornado threat, 5% chance. So don't really like to see that, but that's just the way it is. So I think our potential for tornadoes is much greater tomorrow, especially in the afternoon hours. That's something we're definitely going to have to watch. And then as far as severe wind gusts, as you can tell, 30% chance, which is a pretty, statistically speaking, it's a pretty significant chance. So I think that, something we're definitely going to have to watch out for. We could see thunderstorms that have, damaging wind gusts, apart and separate from a tornado. So it's definitely going to have storms that have those characteristics. So this is kind of the map that we all like to talk about, and I think it's something that we definitely need to be aware of. So this is tomorrow's hail forecast, severe hail forecast. So again, just to reset, the things in brown, that's a 5% chance of seeing hail 1 inch in diameter within 25 miles of a point. As I always like to say, just make that point your house. And then the yellow is 15% chance. And then within the yellow, you have the hatched area. Now, just like on today's hail threat, that hatched area means that it's a 10% chance of seeing hail 2 inches in diameter or greater. Just to give you an idea, a golf ball size is 1.75 inches in diameter, so just a little bit less than 2 inches. So it's, nobody likes golf ball size hail. So obviously 2 inches in diameter hail with tennis ball and ping pong, tennis ball and greater. You just don't want to mess around with that, obviously. But again, doesn't mean it's going to happen for every single person within that area. And this will change. Like I said, they'll update this around midnight tonight, so this will change. And again, they'll update it in the morning around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., so we'll know a lot more about that threat tomorrow. All right, so let's go shoot over to some models here and kind of give you an idea of what we're thinking as far as evolution. So this is one of the, let me switch the screen here. That would definitely help. There we go. Okay, so this is the HRRR. I like to talk about this model all the time. And again, while it's not foolproof, it's one of those things that we definitely want to, keep a close eye on because it's a fairly reliable model when it comes to forecasting severe thunderstorms for North Texas. So this is this is actually a little bit earlier this afternoon. So we'll go frame by frame here. Whoops, it skipped all the way to the end, so let's not do that. All right, so let's try that. You know what? That's my fault. I'm hitting the wrong button. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so this is this evening, actually. So this was run a couple hours ago. So you can kind of see had some storms in southwest Oklahoma, out near Abilene, and in the Panhandle, and that's pretty much coming true as far as what we see. And actually, we'll do some real ground truth on that. We'll expand this out and you can see that there is some big-time supercell thunderstorms out this way near Abilene, southeast of Lubbock, and also northeast of Lubbock. No tornado signatures, but again, something with pretty nasty storms out there. And then you get closer to Amarillo, northeast of Amarillo. Not so much up in Oklahoma, severe-wise, and nothing really close to Wichita Falls. Now, here's the thing, though. So there's a couple of different scenarios that we'll have to watch out for as far as the next 24 to 36 hours. So, hey, Andrew, how are you, sir? We have two kind of scenarios to where we're going to see severe weather, or at least a potential for severe weather. So let me go back to this model. So like I said, this is kind of the current time in a forecast sense. And so these storms, most of these storms out in West Texas aren't going to make it to us, which is good. But as you can see toward the morning hours tomorrow morning, you see this cluster of storms that would be, if this model was correct, and it's not always exactly correct, but you get the idea. Could see some storms roll through in the morning. And then that's round one. Then round two, as you can see, going into the afternoon hours, you start to see some development out here near Abilene, and then some supercell type characteristics there. And then now this particular run has the worst of the worst going south of Dallas-Fort Worth. But as you can see, though, you do see some cells within the Metroplex. Now, again, like I always like to say, is that these are models. Doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly the way it's shown, but it does give us a good idea about the scenarios we see with these atmospheric setups. And that's why you see the other maps that show the potential for significant hail in some storms. Not, as I always like to say, not everybody's going to see hail, but some could. And, on top of that, some could see significant hail. We hope that's not the case, obviously, but it could be. So we kind of put these back on us this morning, going back a little bit, and again, running this again, you can see these supercells wanting to form, and then you can even see a line that might come through even after that. And then that's the end of this run. But, it definitely could see some storms form in two rounds. One is overnight into the morning hours, and then also later tomorrow afternoon, which tends to be the more significant threat, at least right now. So if we look at the North American model, this is also a convective allowing model, as we say. And there's subtle differences with this, but again, we run that. That's kind of the current time right here. Not too bad, not too far off. And again, they show a line coming through in the morning, and then again, they show a line, potential storms right there coming in the afternoon. You can now, of course, this particular model has it right over the Metroplex, and that's what we have to watch for. And then as you go into East Texas, it becomes more of a line. So that's that's kind of why you see the forecast the way you do. Andrew, yeah, your neck of the woods. Well, yeah, you could definitely see some stuff. I think we all fall into that, Andrew. To be honest, I think we're all, going to fall into that potential category. So let me put this on here. So this is, I wanted to show you this. This is a satellite loop of last couple hours, and you can see just like the radar presented, you can see these supercell thunderstorms. And again, this is something you see these isolated storms, which, as I've always said, those tend to be the worst of the worst because they're not, sharing moisture and instability with anybody else around them. Not like with the squall line. So that's what makes those storms particularly dangerous. And so when you see these individual cells, that's when you get the larger hail and things like that. So that's what we don't want to see in the Metroplex. But there's a decent chance we could see that tomorrow. All right, so let's go to the radar here. So I want to kind of give you some ideas of what to expect. Okay, so this is the current radar. Oh, we just got our first tornado warning here. So I don't know if I can pull that one up or not. Let's see. There we go. Now that's a tornado $half size hail. Now again, if you're just joining us, this is not anywhere near Dallas Fort Worth, so don't panic if you see that. But so I think that was our first tornado warned storm this evening. If we put on the Abilene radar, yeah, it doesn't look too impressive. Now this particular storm, this looks nasty right here. So this is what we don't want to see. But again, this is southwest, just southwest of Abilene, so nothing in Dallas Fort Worth if you're just tuning in. All right, but let's go back to the bigger picture here. I just want to kind of give you a summary of what to expect based on the thunderstorm outlooks and future forecasts. So again, this is the current radar, just nothing but showers. Don't even see any lightning with these storms, so that makes it pretty tame. Although if you're right under it, you may have a quick downpour. So the bottom line for tonight is this, and try to illustrate this the best I can. So these storms out here, you can see that they'll kind of stay out that way. They'll want to move this way for the most part. So that's what we have to watch for overnight. Now, let's turn this radar on so we can get a little bit bigger, better idea. So there is let's see if this radar does better. Yeah, let's go back to Lubbock. So there is a chance that you could see, this cluster of storms, and let's try this again. Get a bigger picture. So there is a chance, and one of the models picked up on this, is you could see this ultimately congeal into a line and kind of move this way overnight. And if you remember watching earlier, if you saw that model, then that's something that it kind of predicts will happen. Wouldn't be a big hail threat, but it definitely be a damaging wind threat. Not to say you couldn't see hail out of that. And the other scenario overnight, if I can get this to a closer radar here. Let's try it back to Fort Worth. Zoom in here. And what you may see these line of storms right here. And this is, I don't know that the warm front is that far north, but there could be some convergence that was predicted by the models to be up in near the Red River. If that's the beginning of that convergence, it's a little bit further north than I thought. But again, you can see this line get its act together, and if it did, it'd probably go this way, so that would probably miss us. But we could see some development, other than these storms that are formed already out in West Texas. I could see some more development, and then that would come this way. If that were to happen, then that's what we would see overnight, in the sense that maybe a hail threat, more of a damaging wind threat. And then depending on how all that acts tomorrow, then in the afternoon we could see another round of storms, which would be unfortunately more severe. It could be kind of mirroring what we're seeing tonight out in West Texas. That's something we're definitely going to watch. All right, so I think that's about it. I just don't see any other comments there, so just want to make sure I didn't see anything else. I do not. All right. Well, if you watch this video later, then and have a question, just shoot me a comment. I'll answer that, and we'll zoom in here real quick. One more quick look at the radar. And then again, nothing severe, not even any lightning strikes or anything like that. Not that that couldn't change, but right now everything's looking good. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'm watching weather so you don't have to. Hope everybody has a great evening. You should, weather-wise. And starting after midnight, all bets are off. We'll be watching it. And tomorrow is definitely a weather awareness day. And most likely, as the conditions permit, I'll be back on giving updates, whether it's through our social media posts or through a video update or a live video update, depending on the situation. I'll be back letting everybody know. Appreciate everyone watching. And as always, I'm watching weather so you don't have to. Hope everyone has a great evening, and we will talk to you soon.